When you think about learning a new language, ASL may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but the National Center for Health Statistics estimates 28 million Americans have some degree of hearing loss. That's 10% of the population. So Diana Emerson is the Program and Community Resources Director with TSHA, which serves the deaf and hard of hearing community across Oklahoma. Welcome. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning.
Tell us about TSHA, and I know you have been signing for many, many years.
Many, yes. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, I won't ask for specifics. Tell us about the organization.
TSHA got its start back in 1953 with parents of deaf children who found there was just nothing for their kids out there. And so the organization was formed, and still today, here in our 70th year now, we are serving people of all ages with all amounts of hearing loss. Not just those who sign, but also those like your grandma who's losing her hearing later in life. TSHA is a great place to contact, to start out, to find out where to go from here.
That's great. And you know, for my exposure to ASL, I know the college that I went to, we had ASL classes that were always filled, by the way. You could never get into the ASL classes. They were always so popular. But in recent years, seeing the movie like we showed, CODA, for example, there's some ASL in Creed 3 and as well as other movies. Do you feel like there has been an increase of awareness or sensitivity to the deaf community in the last 10 to 20 years?
I think that there's been a lot more awareness in the broader population with things like Niall DeMarco being on Dancing with the Stars, and then now the movie CODA, Creed, etc. We're seeing ASL popping up in ways that are not the point of the story, but just part of life. And that is a nice new trend to see.
It really is a beautiful language as you're signing here, especially for all of our friends at home who may be deaf. It's a beautiful language to watch. You sign. How do you learn it, especially if you are maybe a CODA, a child of a deaf adult? Is it easy to learn, hard to learn? Kind of what's your take on it?
Well, as a hearing person myself who had to learn the language later, I didn't start learning until I was 17. And I happened to come to college and room with an interpreter, and that was how I got here. Perhaps one of your viewers today, this will be the thing that starts them down the path toward learning the language. It's like any other language. To ask someone if French is easy to learn, it's the same kind of question. Some people will take very naturally to it and it'll pick up quickly, and others will struggle. The older we get, the more difficult languages tend to become. But again, I've seen people long into retirement pick up language quickly. Everyone can learn some, and I think that it helps people to have a greater awareness and a better receptivity for the deaf and hard of hearing community out there.
With TSHA, how do you all handle classes? Do you offer classes periodically, constantly? Tell us about at home. Okay, I want to start with these classes. How do we get there?
Well, TSHA's non-credit classes are a great way to start because they are meant to be intro. They are meant to be fun and enjoyable. It's a good way to kind of get a taste of what the language is about without the stress of grades or credits or any of that. So we offer sign language 3 times a year, spring, summer, and fall, and we offer courses in Tulsa and in Jenks as well currently. And we offer on-demand classes. If you'd like, your company would like us to come out and set up a sign class because you have a deaf employee, we can do that. We can set one up at your church. So contact me and we'll see about getting that going. We also have an experiential workshop that we can set up on request that can allow people to kind of walk in deaf shoes for an hour and get that experience of what the communication challenge is like.
That's amazing. An experiential workshop. Somebody asks you and you will set up a workshop for them. That is extraordinary. Tell us, would you mind teaching me a few things? Like, how do you, we're on the morning show. How do you say good morning?
Well, first of all, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay. So your dominant hand will do the action most of the time. ASL is based on concepts, not on English. So I'm putting ASL signs in English order right now.
Okay.
But your passive hand is the horizon. So here's the horizon, and the sun will come from up underneath and rise in the morning. So this is morning, and then as the sun is way up top, at the peak of the day, this would be noon, and then it starts to slide down in the afternoon.
Okay.
And the night. So you can see how all those are built around that concept of the horizon. So we're going to add good, and that comes dominant hand to your lips.
Okay.
And down into your passive hand. So good, and then put your horizon up, morning.
Okay.
So good, morning. Yes.
Good.
Good, morning.
Diana Emerson with TSHA, thank you so much. And again,
You're
experiential
welcome.
workshops, anything, resources that you need, just contact Diana and they can help. Thank you,
Thank you
so much. I did know that one. Thank you so much. Yes. It is time for the 68th Annual Spring Fest at Woodward Park. After the break, we're getting a live look at the longest running garden market in our state.